Okay, so we go now to PLC programming, which is actually part of your topic 2 for this particular subject. So there are different ways of programming or methods of programming your PLC. No? One is using the ladder diagram method, and the other one is using the statement list mnemonics. Okay. Now, ladder diagram method uses contacts and coils and very popular to people who are used to working with contactors and relays. Okay, so we will familiarize ourselves with these contacts and coils later, no? Okay, so contacts and coils. Now, how about the statement list or mnemonics method? Now, this programming is in text form using the STL instruction lists. It is preferred by programmers who are familiar with other programming languages. For example, if you are used to using assembly language, then this particular method is good for you. If you're also familiar with using the C++ language way of programming, then this will be also good for you. Now, we go now to programming on-off inputs to produce on-off outputs. Okay? Okay, so let us familiarize ourselves now with the symbols which are used in ladder diagram programming. Okay? So, for example, is your contacts. Okay, these contacts actually represents the input part of your ladder diagram programming. This represents the condition of your switches or relays, for example, or even sensors. No? So if the push button switch, for example, okay, if the push button switch, for example, is normally open, then it will have to be represented by a normally open contact, which is this particular symbol. Now, if your push button switch is normally closed, then it has to be represented by this particular symbol, which is a normally closed symbol. Okay, so even if your sensors are with condition of normally open, or if the sensors are not energized, then it will have to be represented by, again, the normally open contact. If the sensor is energized, then it will have to be represented by a normally closed contact. That is for the input part of your PLC ladder diagram programming. Now, for the output part, the output will have to be represented by the so-called coils, which is this particular symbol. Okay? So, output such as motors or lights, for example, or other output devices that you need to control, then it has to be represented by this particular symbol here, the coil, in your ladder diagram programming.